What's up, fam? So this is going to be kind of a different video than we usually put out, but we just thought we would do some kind of like Disney cruise like chat.
Right, like chat with us.
Just chat with
You're
us.
going to be watching our chat afterwards, but you can interact after and comment below because I'm sure we're going to want to know you guys' thoughts on things.
Yeah, and I think sometimes like when we like chat about things, we kind of brainstorm things as well because we're still trying to figure out this vacation. We're still trying to figure out travel day, our itinerary. We have some things kind of like figured out, but there's some things we don't. And so we're going to kind of just start going through what's going on right now, like the pre-trip, what we have planned, stuff we're working on now, and then like what we're doing on the ship when we're there, the things we have like booked and all that kind of stuff.
Right. And can I just say right now, like disclaimer, like this is the weirdest trip I feel like we've ever planned in our life. Do you agree?
Hands down. And I think this is why we're doing this chat because
we're so lost.
We're so lost, and we're like, you know what? We're vloggers, so let's just vlog what's going on, and hopefully maybe this will help people who are trying to cruise in this time.
Exactly. And the last thing I want to do is get on here and be like, this is what we're doing, because we don't really know what we're doing, and things are changing every day, and we're like,
it's all great.
I'm going to tell you right now, we're frustrated.
Yeah, we are.
Like totally frustrated with different things. Yes, we're still going, but they're making it very difficult for us with things, but we're getting through it. And like Justin shared, maybe this will help you guys. Yeah. And maybe you guys know some things that will help us, which would be really cool.
Which would be great. But again, we don't have it figured out. Yeah. We're still working on, like what Lacey was saying. And so I think there will be updates that we'll put on and, you know, kind of keep you guys in the loop of how we're figuring things out. So let's just jump right in. So this is what we have so far. So we're not even going to talk about our itinerary. We're going to talk about what's happening right now.
Okay, and then we'll go in our itinerary because we do have some things.
We do have some things, and we'll talk about that. But let's talk about like what's happening. What happened this last week?
Okay.
So if you guys know, Disney is requiring 12 and younger to have a COVID test between 24 to 3 days.
24 hours.
24 hours to 3 days. There's a window. Before you are able to board, but then you have another COVID test when you board, okay? But which is fine. The one on the ship is okay. It's easy. That's easy. That's easy because it's there. They have a testing site. It's all ready to go, and Disney does it. You're good. But the whole 24-hour to 3 day period is extremely difficult, right? Especially where we live. Right. And we've been finding out that this is actually very hard for a lot of people. Yeah. I've been talking to Disney for several days, just kind of different questions. And by the way, when you call Disney, it's like an hour wait to talk to someone, which I totally understand. It's really busy. People are trying to figure things out. But Disney doesn't really understand some things as well that's going on. And because again, they're just trying to like do what CDC is telling them to do. So their hands are tied. So they've
got their protocols.
They got their protocols. No, I'm not saying anything bad about that, but I think the thing that's hard is that it used to be a 5-day window, and they brought it down to a 3-day window, CDC. Yeah. And it is so hard to find rapid testing. Right. And they only let you do the rapid PCR test. And
here's the hard thing about it. Because some places we go to, the results are like, yeah, you may get it in 3 days, you may not. And we're like, no, we have to. And then there's some places where it's like, we may have enough in stock, we may not. Yeah. So everything is so up in the air.
It's so up in the air. And this is the problem, is like, it's like basically they say we can guarantee 72 hours is what they're guaranteeing. Our problem is, you know, I don't really want to get on the plane if it comes back positive. You know what I mean? Because then it's just waste of an airline ticket. Yeah. So we're trying to find something here we can take that's rapid. That's 3 hours or so for the boys. And then we know if we're good or not. And if we're good, we go. Right. I mean, they can still test positive when we board. That can still happen. But at least we're halfway. You know what I mean? Yes. And so this is the thing is with Idaho right now, where we're at. In other cities, this may not be a problem. But where we're at is, they're completely out of testing. They've been out of the rapid test for the last 30 days. They keep on saying we should be getting some more in, but that's another thing Lacey was saying is, okay, we're still 3.5 weeks out. So what happens if they have them in, but then when we actually go in to take it, they're out again? Right. So we're kind of, it's just one of these things where it's like, it's very hard to get excited about the cruise. Even though we're so excited, it's hard for us to like mentally get there because of what we have to do to get there.
To get there. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like really stressful.
Yeah.
So just because there are so many roadblocks, and I know we're living in crazy times, so it's like we're not complaining in this sense. It's just like, because we understand, like we get it, like, you know, why they're running out of tests or why, you know, they're overloaded with things, but we're just trying to figure out, okay, well, what's our next step? Disney, help us out here. And they're just kind of like, you know, and so that's the hard part.
And there's not a lot of answers because no one really has the right answer. It's kind of just like, well, it's, you know, kind of have to figure it out it's all on your own.
Yeah, and it's kind of the world we live in right now. Everything is very unknown. Everything's very like could be canceled.
And it changes so fast, and so that's why they put these things like it was from 5 days, it went down to 3 days. It was a change like that.
Yeah.
We do know that Florida has testing sites there, so like if you went there, you can get tested, and I would prefer that because I know it's through Disney. It's, you know, it's not through Disney, it's a vendor, but at least Disney kind of has their fingerprints on it. There's nothing in San Diego for that right now, as far as like Disney approved testing site before boarding, like, you know, days before boarding.
The only thing that Disney's shared with us, and they do share it on their website, is a mail-in like kit you can do. So that's another option.
And so I almost was like, okay, maybe what we'll do is let's just do the mail-in kit. We won't have to worry about it. They say that they can get it back in 3 days.
They say.
Now, I don't like that there's no guarantee.
Right.
And so when I call them or I call Disney, they both couldn't guarantee that it would happen in 3 days.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay, we take the test on Friday and we have to do the test, which means what if we did it wrong?
And it's really expensive to do.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's probably around the same price as other tests and stuff. But the reality, it's like $100 per test. But then, I mean, that's on your own. The one on the cruise, Disney takes care of. But the one that we have this one is on our own. So, and then we mail it in Friday, and we hope that it doesn't get lost in the mail.
Right.
And we hope that because we're mailing it on a weekend, that it gets there. Right. And we hope that we did the test right. And we hope that they, you know, they get it back to Disney in time.
Or they're going to say, sorry, you can't come on the
Disney's
cruise.
basically said there's, even though you did it the way we told you to do it, if we don't get that stamp of approval, you're not getting on the ship.
Right.
And so there's too many variables for me in that one. And so I'm like, I'm not doing that. And so
a little risky.
We're just trying to figure out that. So, okay, this is a different kind of video.
Yeah.
Like, we're just chatting.
Yeah.
We're going, I don't know how long this is going to be.
I know. We're just letting you know kind of just where we're at with everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, again, hopefully this will help where we're at, I guess. And if you have any questions, we'd be so happy to help you along the way, because we hope we can find a solution so we can kind of help through. Now, this is what we've done. You know, we've called Disney. We've exhausted all that. We've talked to our pediatrician, and he's given us a couple leads. They're out of the rapid PCR test, so it doesn't really help right now.
Yeah.
However, they might come in. This is what we did find out, though. We found out that in San Diego, they do have a testing site inside the San Diego terminal in the airport. And so that's kind of like our plan B. If we can't find something local, and if which it may not, but it may, then we're probably going to test in the San Diego airport. But this is the thing. We have to leave a day earlier.
Yeah.
We have to fly in on Friday rather than flying in on Saturday, because they guarantee at the terminal that it'll be done by 2 o'clock the next day. So if we flew in like we were on Saturday, and that's kind of what we already have our airlines. They're booked to fly in at like 1 o'clock on Saturday. If we take it right when we land, it won't get back until Sunday at 2 p.m. But Disney wants us to have the test 24 hours to 3 days.
Yeah.
To 3 days.
So
and so our check-in on the ship is at 11 a.m. And so that's not 24 hours.
Right.
So we have to fly in on Friday, take the test. That way we get it back Saturday by 2. And then hopefully it's negative.
That's plan B, though.
That's plan B. That's the thing. We have to literally fly hoping that they don't test negative or test positive.
Right.
So it's all up in the air. And that's the thing is I've never planned a vacation that's like this because it's so up in the air.
Yeah. It is really just bizarre.
It's bizarre.
But it's just kind of
so,
where we're at.
But we're the kind of people that I think we were actually talking to Auburn about this the other day. And we were like, honestly, for a family that has young boys traveling or young kids, I think I would give up a long time ago. But because we want to figure this out for other people.
What was the word she used? Trailblazers?
Yeah, she said
like, you guys are the trailblazers.
And Lacey's like, I don't want to be a trailblazer. But we really hope we can kind of like walk through this process and kind of explain, is it really worth sailing during this time?
Because we are the first ones to go out on this
Disney Wonder.
On the Disney Wonder. You know, this is the
one
first.
Of the first.
To set sail out of San Diego, right? This is the first one they've set out.
Yeah, well, October 1st they start sailing. So we'll be one of the first.
We'll be one of the first. So, so a lot of people have not trailblazed this yet.
Well, and we're in a Facebook group, and everyone has these same questions.
Right.
They're all like, hey, my Walgreens doesn't do Rapid anymore. This doesn't. And we're all in the same boat here. There's some people, some states who they have the Rapid. Hopefully we get the Rapid.
Yeah.
Because that would make so much more sense. We can take the Rapid on Friday. We would know in 3 hours if we're good, and then we fly out on Saturday.
Right.
And we're good to go. Yeah. And then and basically with Disney right now is you have to upload all your stuff, your documents, and your negative testing to this certain website and all that kind of stuff. And we can't even look at the website right now because you can only access it 15 days before you sail.
For the area to upload.
Yeah.
They give you like a window when to do that as well.
And so anyway, there's just a lot of unknowns and a lot of just we're still in the process. So plan B is flying in a day earlier, hitting up San Diego, hoping that they still have those rapid PCR tests.
Right.
But I mean, plan A is that we just get some more of these tests in Idaho so we can take it.
Yeah. So that's kind of the biggest.
That's the biggest hurdle.
Biggest hurdle that where we're at right now, where it's just gonna been really stressful and really frustrating. And we've been doing a ton of research. You've been doing a lot more than I have, but I've made a few phone calls and stuff to our pediatrician or just different things around here.
Guys, I mean, I feel like my days off have been in the mornings, been on the phone for a couple hours. I've called pretty much every clinic, because I've heard that some Walgreens are doing it, some Walgreens aren't, some Rite Aids are doing it, some Rite Aids aren't. I've called every single Walgreen, every single Rite Aid, every single private clinic. I've called everything, and they're all giving the same thing. We can guarantee 72 hours. We're out of the Rapids. We don't know when we're going to get those back. They said that we're supposed to get them back. They said we're supposed to get some in 3 weeks ago. We still haven't got them in yet. They're all saying that. And so we're like, we don't know what to do. And Disney's like, well, this is the thing. Too bad. Right. If you can't get it, you're not going. And they're like, we can cancel your cruise and rebook it if you want. That's their answer.
Right.
So there's none of this whole thing of Disney will kind of, help us through. No, it's just that is black and white. Because their hands are tied.
Right.
And we're not blaming Disney at all. No. It's just what it is. And if you want to cruise, this is what you have to do.
Right.
And so if this is too much work for you, it's not the time to cruise.
Yeah.
But we hope that we can figure out some kind of plan and let you guys know how we figured this out. Maybe Disney will have a testing site in San Diego, which would be really cool because they do have one in Florida. Cool, but the Wonder's not sailing it, so that hasn't happened yet. That's all hearsay. We don't know.
Right.
But that would help tremendously for this kind of situation.
It really would.
Because then we know that they'll have them in stock. You know what I mean? They'll have the Rapids, but
right. And then Disney's able to tell people, a place they can go, before.
And that is the most frustrating thing beyond all this is that nobody knows where to go and what to do. It's all on your own. So if Disney's like, hey, these are 3 places that we have for you. Boom, boom, and boom. If one of them's a mail-in, great. They do have the mail-in, but they can't guarantee it.
Right. And they're even saying that. They're like, it should be.
It should be. I'm like, should?
Because it's a, third party, whatever. They're just,
And plus, I feel like if we took the test on a Monday, sent it out, there's Tuesday, Wednesday, business days, that's fine. But since it's a weekend, I just don't feel good about that.
I don't either. I know. That's the part
And knowing our luck, we're going to swab them, and it's going to be...
You did.
You did it wrong.
You did it wrong.
Oh, thank you. We're literally about to board. So we just want to make sure... I feel like it's one of those things where we have one shot.
Right.
That's the thing about this. We have one shot to do it right. I think that's what's so weird about this.
It is.
There's
really
no
scary.
of like, okay, if that doesn't happen, then we can figure out this. Like, no, we have such a small window to get this test in, and if we do it wrong, we're not going.
Right.
So traveling with young kids is definitely difficult during this time.
Yeah.
But we are really trying to get this figured out. And I think we're going to figure it out. Like it's going to happen. Like we already have a plan B.
I would give up a long time ago, but he's like, I will figure this out type of personality. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So.
Next thing let's talk about is the online check-in. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the experience with that.
Oh my goodness.
I was actually did a little weekend women's retreat with our church, so I wasn't even in town when Justin did it.
Oh my goodness.
But he had to like contact me for things. I'm like,
and she had hardly any service.
And it was things that I'm like, we never had to do this before.
Yeah.
So kind of share about
so
that.
30 days before you cruise, you do online check-in.
Right.
And the reason why you do online check-in is A, it's easier when you're at the port, but B is that's when you really can actually get like to get on the ship.
Yeah.
And we always want to get on as early as possible.
Right. So
and
we want to do
the key to online check-in
fast.
is to do it at, like I think it was 10 p.m. our time, Mountain Standard Time. So I think it's midnight Florida time or I don't know,
I'm not sure.
whatever. But they'll spell it all out for you. But basically it was 10 p.m. our time to get on there, and that's when all of a sudden when you're looking at your your itinerary, or when you're in your My Reservations under the Disney Cruise website, there'll be a section where it says online check-in, and there's a little link that will just magically appear at
when it opens up for you.
midnight or whatever. And so literally I'm just refreshing the page until all of a sudden, bink, online check-in appears. So you click on that link, and that's when we're able to upload our passports, upload our kids' birth certificates, all that kind of stuff, and get everything ready. And once you do what they want you to do, they have the time to check in for your cruise. It's locked until you do these various things, and then it unlocks and you can actually pick your time because they want you to do this work.
Right.
And which I think is a great idea.
It is.
However, it was completely changed, was not prepared for it at all. They I don't remember if you always had to like take a picture of your passport and stuff. Maybe you did. I don't know.
I don't remember.
But we had to do that. We had to take pictures of the birth certificates. I had to put in a bunch of information with all that kind of stuff for all the boys, Lacey. And the new thing is you had to upload a portrait, like a picture.
Because you were texting me, you're like, can you send me a picture of yourself? I'm like, what? And then I didn't have service. And
Yeah,
go through.
of all of us. And so, guys, I'm glad we're vloggers because I literally took thumbnails that you see on the YouTube videos.
Do you not have a picture of me?
Like not like a good portrait.
That's true.
And so I was
Who has portraits of themselves?
And no, at least I was scrubbing through video trying to find like just a portrait of your face, like smiling, and I had to like.
I haven't even seen it yet. Is it?
No, so I found one. It was like when we were showing off your kindergarten room. It was your thumbnail, but it had, but it. Anyway, I don't know if it's going to be approved because there's requirements. It has to be like a certain thing. Yeah. The boys, it was when they took a picture of
for their first
day, and I just chopped all that off and just had right here. So there's like this, and their backpacks on and stuff. But I think it'll work. But right now it's pending approval. Okay. And so basically what happens is you have an actual human being looking through all this information. So it's going to take a while until they approve it. Right. They may send it back to us saying like, hey. That portrait sucks. But the reality is it's okay because basically we still got an early check-in and then we can just re-upload another picture. But yeah, that whole thing changed, and I was not expecting that. So so honestly, I think we could have got an earlier check-in if I was more prepared.
Right.
But I'm like scrambling through stuff. I'm like scrubbing through video, like I was saying. I'm like texting her no service, and I'm like trying to figure out. I'm like going through birth certificates. Like I just wasn't prepared.
Right. You asked me another question that you needed from me, and I forget what it was, but yeah, there was just a lot of things like if we would have known, we probably could have got earlier time. But again.
However, we still got early time.
Yeah.
Because we hustled through it, and we're like boarding group 3, and we're going on 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And I think
that's a good time.
I think the port only opens like an hour earlier than that. So I mean it's perfect. Like especially with like 2 young boys getting out of the hotel and all that kind of stuff. I think 11's gonna be perfect.
I'm
and
with that.
Honestly, I have this Facebook group that we're a part of, and 5-10 minutes after I was done, there was people who were on there like, hey, we got group number 4, we got group number 5, and so I'm like, wow, we just got into group 3, so I felt pretty good.
It's a good time to like get on, get settled, and get lunch and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then after you do that, you can start reserving. Which this is a new thing we had to reserve, is the Oceaneers Club.
Yeah. So before that, we were able to reserve other activities.
Right. Or book things.
We're able to
services.
and we won't go into like that because that's a whole different video of when you can book stuff. But
right.
Before this, we booked some activities, which we're not doing too much because we just want to just experience the ship.
Yeah.
Just be on the ship. That's what we want to do. That's it. But we were able to do that. But the only thing we couldn't do, which was new, is that we had to book Oceaneers Lab and Club.
Yeah, like time slots.
Time slots.
So beforehand, usually, if you haven't been on a cruise before, you can just go and drop your kids off whenever you want, any time of the day when they're open, and pick them up when you want. So now it's changed, and you have to like book a time slot.
Yeah.
Which is kind of hard because you like don't know exactly what you're doing every day. Like, are you gonna need it? So
now I have heard that once you get on the ship, there's more slots that are available because there's not as many people on the ship, and so they're just like, just bring your kids.
Yeah.
So I've heard that. However, we're going into it thinking that this is all we get.
Right.
And they're 2.5 hour slots. The first day is only an hour and a half, and the rest of the days are 2.5 hours. And so we kind of just had to, and that's another thing. She was gone, so I'm kind of processing my day because I'm like, I don't want these slots to fill up. So I'm processing the days, and I'm like, okay, like, what are we going to be doing? When do you think we need childcare? I'm like, okay, I know, because we know we have kids, and the times that we love childcare is, later in the afternoon. Because I don't know what it is, but we love hanging out with the boys in the morning. Going to this.
They probably want to
go to the pool in the
afternoon.
And so I'm like, okay, how about around 4? I think it was like 4:30 or 5 or something like that.
Because we have a late dinner.
We have late dinner,
right.
And so we're gonna put them in at 4:30 or 5. They're gonna be in there for 2.5 hours, maybe less, but. And then we'll take them out, get them ready for dinner, and then go to dinner.
Well, I did think about something.
Yeah.
And this is why this is like chat, because we're like thinking things through while we're sharing with you guys. Because if we have late dinner, don't we do like the shows before dinner?
Yeah, we do. That's absolutely right.
So we'd probably want to take them out before the shows.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna really want to see
and
those.
I think I have them in at 4. So.
Because the shows would usually be 6, right?
Well, I think late dinner's around 8:30 or something like that.
Yeah. So I feel like the shows are usually 5:36.
Yeah.
So that might be good.
Which a couple hours is fine.
Yeah,
and again, we might be able to get them in earlier as well.
Right.
And so, but yeah, that's true. So we may look at that and bring it down. But anyway, that is a new thing, that you have to book that right now. And so, which honestly, like, we're fine with because we've never really used the Oceaneers Lab because last time Landon was just so young. He just turned 3 and he wasn't about it.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be stoked because they have each other and I think it's going to be a great old time. But I think even if we could just throw them in whenever, I think they wouldn't want to be in there longer than a couple hours.
Right.
I don't know if we want them in there longer than that because we want to hang out with them too.
Right, for sure.
But just having a couple hour break in the day is going to be super nice for us.
So even if we do keep that slot, if they go on just like 4 to 5 and have an hour to play in there and do stuff, and then they can.
And then we can just hang out on the ship, meet some of you guys, and I don't know, just have some adult time every day. I think that's what I'm looking forward to is knowing that. And we did it the same time every day. So it's like we know, like, okay, at this time, at 4 o'clock or 3:30, we're going to have adult time.
Right.
We can go, and I think what we're excited about is to experience the adult-only area and the pools and all that because we've never experienced that before, like, briefly for, like, 30 minutes. But we're going to be able to do that, like, every day if we want to.
Right.
So we'll just know that we have adult time for this long.
That period.
And I feel like it makes it special, you know?
I think so, too. I'm excited about that. I feel like that'll be a good time. Because then we can all go to the show and then dinner, and they can go to bed, and we can go out on our, what's it called? I want to say cabana. What did we get?
Our veranda.
Veranda.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Or we can go to cabanas. Found that too.
Cabanas or the veranda and drink our coffee.
I mean, we've talked about this before, but I'm just excited for the veranda when the kids go to bed.
I know.
Because we're having late dinner, so after dinner, it's probably maybe 1 or 2 little things to get the energy out, and they're going to be ready for bed.
Yeah.
So we're going to be in the stateroom pretty much after dinner, I would imagine.
Yeah.
And I might sneak out and say what's up, but
Yeah. Or I'll have you sneak out and like bring us back like snacks and stuff.
Yeah, you can do that.
Or
but there's room
there's
service.
room service. That's true.
But I get antsy sometimes. But that's what I'm excited about is to use a veranda when they're in bed.
Right.
So that's kind of what we have. And we didn't talk about like.
Should we share what we've booked as far as our itinerary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me pull that up. Okay, so I was pulling up the itinerary and Lacey's like, "Wait, are we doing massages?" And I'm like, "Yes." She's like,
"When did you book that?"
I booked it when you're at the retreat.
I'm so excited because I remember you saying that vaguely, but then it just like hit me.
It just hit it right now.
Okay.
So you just found out that
we're doing massages. Wait, are they?
They're not couples.
They're not couple massages.
I could not find a couple. I don't know if they're doing couples massages right now. I didn't
find
didn't see it, but we're doing a massage at the same time, just
separately.
separate.
I'm good with that.
It's fine.
I kind of like. Don't get me wrong. It was fun doing. We did couples massages.
I'd
last time.
rather be in my own room.
We will link that video below because we did do a video or a vlog on that, right?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
a review
it
of
was great. But this is gonna sound really selfish. I'd rather do it on my own too.
Yeah.
Because I just want to relax,
okay.
and I feel like I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, is he enjoying it? Because you know what I mean?
Well, yes.
Because that was your first time getting a massage.
Yeah, that was the first time I've ever done a massage. So that's probably why.
Yeah.
But I'm also kind of the person where I'm also just kind of like, making sure everyone's okay in the room too.
Yeah.
I just want to like, I want to be selfish.
I know.
Like, get out of here.
Okay.
It's my time.
We're both gonna have our selfish time.
I feel like it's fine. It's vacation.
Because then we both get out at the same time, which is cool.
Yeah. We both go at the same time. Go out. We're like, hey, what's up?
That'll be fun.
We're still a couple.
Do we have childcare during that time?
Yeah. I made sure childcare was booked for that time.
So when's our massage at?
Okay.
Is that 4 then? Or is it earlier?
Our massage is.
Sweet. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, our massage is at 4:30, and the boys are going in at 4:10.
Okay. Nice.
So,
look at you and your planning skills.
You gotta do it sometimes, But that's like the biggest thing we're doing on this cruise. We also are doing Apollo brunch.
Yes.
As well, which we're really excited
about that. We've done that before and we loved it.
And we haven't talked about this yet, so we're gonna talk about it right now.
Okay.
Because this is a chat, and this is fun. We should do this more often.
I know.
Hopefully, you guys enjoy it.
Next time we should have coffee though, but it's too late for coffee.
Oh, we just got pumpkin spice creamer from Starbucks, and I made half of a pot before dinner, and it was so good.
And let everybody know you went to the store literally just for that.
Oh yeah, went to the store literally for that, and they were completely out.
Everywhere's always gone.
The rack was empty for Starbucks creamers.
Yeah. And
I was just like, okay, it's Monday morning. I feel like they get shipment in, and so I was just waiting, really creepy. For someone, a worker to come through, I saw this thing. I'm like, excuse me, and she's like, yeah. I'm like, do you have any more of the pumpkin spice Starbucks? She's like, let me check, and she goes back. She's like, we just got shipment in. Here you go. I'm like, yes.
It's so good.
It's so good. Like, I don't like creamer in my coffee, but I love that.
The pumpkin and Starbucks.
Yeah, it's great.
It's two of the best.
Anyway,
things.
so next time we should do a chat with that. Hopefully, you guys enjoy these. Let us know if you enjoy these, because like this is different.
We haven't never,
and I don't even know how long this is gonna be, which is another thing. So sorry about that. But yeah, we have Paul Bunch. But this is the thing we haven't talked about is, are we gonna go off the ship?
Oh,
when it ports.
We have not shared that yet.
What do you want to do? What are your thoughts?
I keep going back and forth because I like to be adventurous, and I feel like if we're going somewhere, we should at least see it, and we have the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Other half of me, because of the times we're in, and because I just want to hang out and relax on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And if people are getting off, it's always a great time to be on, because I know the crowd numbers is going to be a lot less right now with sailing.
Yeah.
But then when we're at a port, it might be like hardly
way less,
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That would be such a fun time to do like family time at the pool with the boys. There probably wouldn't be, I don't know, anybody on there. Who knows? Maybe there is, but
maybe everyone's thinking the same thing we're thinking, so no one's going to get off.
And it's going to be like super booked.
I do feel like it is a little bit, I don't know. Like I just wonder how, just to get on this ship, and all this protocols to get on.
What if it's gonna be like such a pain?
And I honestly, guys, I don't really know. It may not.
They haven't shared that really.
Well, they might. I haven't even looked into it because
I haven't either.
I know, I feel like with your excursions, you have to do things that are approved by Disney. I don't think you can just go off on your own. I think I've heard that.
I think I have too.
But again, I don't want to like say too much about it because I really don't know too much about it. But
yeah.
I just think I want to stay on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the reality is like we have been waiting to go on this particular cruise for the last 2 years, and just to get back on a ship. Like, I just feel like I just want to just be on there every second possible.
Yeah.
Is my thing with it. And I just think with our boys, 3 and 5, getting them off, getting them back on, I just don't know if I want that.
Yeah.
Like, just the extra work.
And where are we? Where is it? Cabo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the dock is...
I like how I don't even know.
I don't even know either.
It's in Mexico.
Yeah, it's it's Cabo.
You were wondering, Cabo. Okay.
So guests ashore at 8 a.m. and then you have to board at 3:15.
Okay.
So Cabo would be really cool to see, but I'm also
Yeah.
like we can see it from the ship.
Yeah.
A little bit, a tiny bit.
Right.
But it's like when this is another thing is when we get off ports, we actually don't necessarily like doing excursions that are just by Disney. We like to go explore the port sometimes.
We do,
Like
yeah.
go walk around. I don't know if you can. I just don't know if you can do that.
I know. I'm really curious to know what their protocols are going to be for that and how difficult it is for people coming back. Like what they're going to.
If you guys know, let us know on this because I really don't know what. Because I guess we're still not sure if we're gonna do this or not.
Yeah.
I'm leaning toward just staying on the ship because I feel like it'd be easier.
We're in the unknown.
Yeah. I was right on key. Perfect.
Yeah, I know. I can't say that. No.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the main things we have going on. And we're just excited to just hang out and see some of you guys.
Yeah, and it's Halloween on the high seas.
Yeah.
I'm curious
And
to
we've
know
never done that before
what that's
either.
going to look like too, because I know the boys are excited. If you guys saw, what was it, 2 vlogs ago when we went to Costco, they got some costumes.
Yeah.
For the cruise.
Boba Fett and the Mandalorian.
And they also have Spider-Man they're bringing. So they're really excited about that.
And are we dressing up?
Yes.
I think we might be dressing up.
I think we're dressing up too.
I don't know what we're dressing up as yet.
Yeah.
I think we have an idea.
Right.
Ish. But I don't think we're going to share that.
I don't think we are. I think it's going to be a surprise.
Because I think we're still planning it.
Because I think it's going to surprise us.
Yeah.
We're still not sure. We have an idea.
We have an idea.
Yeah. So that'll be fun too.
Yeah. But I guess the biggest thing with this chat is it's just kind of fun talking about it. Like, you know, we're less than 30 days away.
And with that, we don't have all the answers.
We don't have all the answers.
And we just want to let you guys know where we're at and if you guys can help.
Yeah. Because another thing, because there has been a lot of you guys who have asked us questions about all this too, of like, you know, this, especially the whole like the rapid testing and stuff. And I guess this is another reason why we're making this video as well. It's just like, we don't know yet. Like, we really don't know. Like, this is where we're at. You know, like, we're trying our best, but as soon as we figure out a path, I feel like we have a strong plan B, but if we can find a better path, we'll keep you guys updated.
Right.
Yeah.
For sure. That's the goal of it.
That's the goal.
Because we want to help you guys, and we appreciate the help. And with this, we don't want it to be a thing like a complaining thing. So I hope none of that came off that way. I feel like that's not how we feel.
No, not
so
at all.
I don't think it should come off that way.
No.
Because we're not expecting like, oh, you guys should have the answers for us.
Yeah,
kind of attitude.
because it's basically we don't have to cruise.
We don't have exactly, and that's what I wanted to get across. We could say we don't have to do this, and I feel like a little bit of me, Disney's kind of like, again, that's kind of their answers too. They're like, well, you don't have to do this, which I think is understandable.
Yeah, and I have to be honest. I was frustrated at first. We were talking to Auburn about this. In Auburn and Sarah, they were helping us like find some clinics as well. But I was kind of frustrated at first because of just like of the response I was getting, how it was like so unclear. Like it was just like, well, maybe it will get back in time, and I'm just like, just say yes or no.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we can't guarantee it, whatever. I think at first I was frustrated, but then I had to back up and I'm like, wait a second. Their hands are tied. They're just doing exactly what CDC is telling them to do.
Right.
They can't do anything else than that. Like they want to keep open. They want to keep sailing. And I want them to keep sailing.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I had to kind of like back up a little bit and be like, look, like I just got to like do my research.
Right.
And we figure out our plans, and we will have a plan A, a plan B, and probably a plan C.
Right.
But realistically, we have that one shot. And so we want to make sure we're doing... And I've been calling clinics this whole week and last week, and every one of them have said, good for you for being this far out and doing research.
Yeah. And that's what people say. They're like, well, you're a month out. That's good. You're doing research.
So I guess that's one advice we'll give you if you're planning on cruise is, guys, just start early. Just kind of get your plans. Yeah. And that way, when it's a few days before you have to make a decision, you've done the research and you're confident in what decision you're going to make.
Right.
I guess that's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's our tip.
That is our tips and tricks for this chat. There was no tricks at all. I don't know why I said that.
And also, a lot of you have been asking us like different tips and tricks and stuff for this, and we're not really giving very much of those out because we don't know what it's going to be like.
We'll do it after the cruise.
We'll do it after because things that we've done before could change.
Right.
Could not be.
And we don't want to give information that's not helpful right now.
No, there's a lot of old tips and tricks out there before everything. So if you want to see some things, but I think after this, if we get on the cruise, everything's good. Knock on wood.
Right.
We'll do a pretty cool tip and trick, and we'll also really explain if it's really worth it.
Right now.
To go.
Right now. Right, for sure.
So.
Well, this is probably a lot longer than we thought it was going to be. Yeah. So if you stuck around this long.
I'm actually glad we didn't have coffee because I feel like if we had coffee, it would be even longer. And I'm already talking fast as it is because I already had tons of coffee. So hopefully, you guys understood everything we talked about.
But we will do another one of these when we get closer and just kind of update you guys like, hey, hopefully it's good news. Like, this is where we're at now.
Yeah.
And we've actually changed this.
We're not going anymore due to can't find rapid testing.
Hopefully the next, what should we call this? Disney Cruise Line chat with us?
Yeah, chat with us.
Is more information. And we'll just give you guys kind of like where we're at. And then also like, when we're going in, where we're staying, what our plans are before we get on the cruise.
Yeah, because all we know is like we're going in on Saturday right now, but that could change to Friday. Right. We haven't booked our hotel due to that. Yeah. So we're just.
Yeah.
Weird.
But should that be the thumbnail?
Yeah. What a weird vacation.
I know, this is such a weird vacation.
Because again, we talked about this. We're still chatting.
I know.
But last thing, when we talked about this has been the weirdest vacation because we didn't think this was going to happen. And then all of a sudden, less than 2 months, they're like, oh, hey, you guys are going.
And we're like, we need to figure out some stuff.
We're doing? This is happening?
Yeah.
And so I feel like with our cruising, when we've done cruises, and even any vacation, we're planners. We plan this out, especially a cruise, over a year. Yeah. And we get excited for that whole year process. And this is we're really excited, we're going. But then now we're at this spot where we're like, it's a weird feeling because we're excited, but we're also there's so many roadblocks that we're having to jump over, which we will, but it's hard to get. I was talking to Adam. It's hard to get excited about it. I was talking to Adam today. This is
never gonna end.
Yeah, I was talking to Adam, lay life, and we were talking about this thing because he was asking, hey, how's everything going with the testing and all that kind of stuff for the boys, and kind of checking on us and. And we were just laughing about man, remember the good old days when we could just go on a vacation, right? And there wasn't this stress. Uh-huh. And then Adam's like, man, we didn't realize how good we had it, and it's so true. I'm like, the good old days, man. Yeah. But hopefully when this is all over, we'll get back to that whole thing, and I'm never just being able to drop a vacation like that and not have to go through this stuff for granted ever again.
Is the battery dead when it's got the X?
Yeah, there are batteries dying, guys.
Oh.
So. It is our camera is
you guys need to stop talking.
No, it's gonna end anytime. Anyway, guys, we love you guys so much. Hope you enjoyed this video, and comment below if you enjoyed it. If you hated it, I guess dislike it, or just don't do anything.
I was gonna say if you have any other suggestions that could help us or anything that you guys thought of throughout this. But
let us know.
We'll see you guys next time.
Yes.
And thank you for
with our next chat with us.
Sitting through all of this and through all of our conversation. I know. And we love you guys, and we're excited for those of you that are watching to see you guys. That's the most important part of all of this, is the time that we get spent together and meet new people. The battery's gonna die. We'll see you later.
Bye.